Yeah, that's really good information. And Frank, I'm sure I speak for all of us when I say what an honor it is to speak with one of the founding members of the Libertarian Party. So this has been most informative for all of us. Is there anything else you wanted to say about ballot access? And if not, why don't you tell us how people can get involved and how they can find you online if they want to help out and that sort of thing?
Well, my online presence has been rather restricted because basically I just hold forth on Facebook. At some point in time, once I have my paper, which is slashing the Gordian knot of campaign of ballot access and censorship, when I have that ready, and I believe it'll be published in the fall, then I intend to become more active and be more visible online in 2020. The main thing that my theory attacks is the idea that the states never had congressional or constitutional authority to seize the ballot from the voters. It was an outright socialistic confiscation of property from all the voters in the states. And then by, I believe it was by 1892, there were only 4 states that had not yet confiscated the ballots of the voters. The courts may or may not want to get into the issue of whether the states had the power to confiscate the voters' ballots, but some district court or some appellate court somewhere may at least want to discuss it and give objections to it. So I'm hoping that if we get this action before enough appellate jurisdictions and they all agree to some extent with our main contention that ballot access laws are censorship, then we could kick it back up to the Supreme Court. And furthermore, nobody should assume that just because this present Supreme Court would likely be hostile to those suits, by the time it gets to the Supreme Court, it's not going to be the same Supreme Court. So I think it's not wise to make the assumption that, oh, those guys up there and those ladies up there on the Supreme Court will never tolerate this kind of a challenge. The next court may or may not.
That makes good sense. I'm really looking forward to seeing your paper in the fall. I think that'll be a great next step to move this along. In the meantime, again, Frank, thank you so much for doing this interview. And for those of you watching, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and click the bell icon to see more videos from PolitiPeeps. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dennis.